We're going to talk a little bit about the F-150 and after 1 year of ownership, what my brother thinks of it. Matt, please go.
What's up? I'm back!
Without further ado, your thoughts. 1 year, pros and cons. 2017 F-150?
Yes.
There it is. Go for it.
So, I thought I'd come on, thanks to Mark, give me the invite to do 5 likes and 5 dislikes for the F-150.
Dude, check it out.
Nice, Ford. 5 likes and dislikes on the Ford F-150. I'm going to do it more from a driving, comfortable. I don't know a lot about the mechanics of the car because I'm a banker, yuppie author. So here we go. So my 5 likes. Number 1 is definitely the comfort of the ride. I'm very comfortable in the seats and the way it rides and the way it cruises on the road. And I've been on some rough roads, I've been on some dirt roads, I've been on regular pavement, highway, the whole thing, and I think it drives like a dream. I couldn't be more happy with that. Second like is the room inside. I've packed in, let's see, me and a passenger and 4 teenagers in the back with absolutely no problem. I've put the bench seats flip up, and I can put my dog back there when I'm taking him out to the vet or whatever. I have a pretty big dog. And the room inside is spectacular, so I like that. Number 3 like, I don't know, maybe I'm only going to give you 2 likes.
Okay, 2 likes.
I don't know, I mean, you know what it is like, and it's, I don't know, you guys might appreciate it, but the braking on it is phenomenal. I'm in a lot of kind of like city, urban areas with work, and you're always like stopping, starting, stopping, starting. And you're not like lunging forward when you stop. It's a smooth ride, it's a smooth stop. But when you do have to slam on the brakes for whatever reason, it's pretty responsive, so I like that. And I'll give you a 4th, like I don't know what you'd call it, like the silence inside the cab is pretty cool. Like whether you're on a highway or whatever, it's quiet. Yeah. And I wasn't expecting that from a Ford. You typically expect that from like a BMW or a Mercedes or something. But it's pretty quiet in there, so.
Sound deadening material.
Yeah, so that was cool.
That's cool.
Let me see, 5th one.
How's fuel mileage?
It's actually, I guess for trucks it's not bad. I'm not used to it because I wouldn't put it as a like or a dislike just because I'm not used to it because I've driven, 4-cylinder sedans most of my life. So it does eat through the gas, but from talking to other truck owners that have like huge V8s and whatnot, it's pretty good.
Do you know what you're getting?
Apparently. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do. I travel an hour and 5 minutes to work one way, and I drive a couple times throughout that day, and then the hour and 5 minutes back. And I usually do 1 full tank for a 5-day work week.
That's pretty good. Okay.
So,
all right.
For whatever that is.
Before we get into the dislikes, how do you feel about the power?
Oh yeah, that's a great like because I love the power. The power, so it's the EcoBoost.
EcoBoost.
Nice.
It's the 2.7 liter EcoBoost, by the way.
And it, hey man. You gonna let him talk to me like that?
Sorry, Colin.
So, you hit the gas, that thing goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've blown away cars on the highway, other trucks. You wouldn't expect that truck to be as powerful as it is, especially it's got the V6 in it.
Yeah.
But the thing kicks butt. I'm very happy with the power and even and out of traffic and whatnot. So the handling, the smooth ride, and the power all kind of in one thing is pretty powerful.
All right.
I like it.
And what don't you like?
So my number 1 dislike, and it could have a little bit to do with the stock tires that it came with, but that truck sucks in the rain and the snow without the 4-wheel drive in it. And that was a huge disappointment for me. My wife has a Jeep Grand Cherokee with good tires on it, and that thing rocks in whatever weather. We've driven through 12 inches of snow like we were on dry pavement. And this thing, it's like I'm in an oversized Camaro whenever it rains. I'm always spinning out. I'm always fishtailing. It's so light in the back.
I remember that story you told me during some kind of winter storm last year. You were coming up on a hill trying to get on the main road and you couldn't get traction. It just wouldn't go.
Yeah, I mean, and just spinning into, there's a main road that you have to kind of hit the gas to get into the flow of traffic near my neighborhood. And in rain, you're just spinning out, and you got the car coming at you, and you're just kind of sitting there spinning out and you're waiting to catch and go. And so that sucks. But the four-wheel drive's pretty good, because I did have it in four-wheel drive during some storms this past winter. But the general just kind of catch on the ground, I was very disappointed in. Another dislike I have is the instrument panel. You know, like the touch screen stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you can do 30% of what you need for the radio on the steering wheels, which is cool. But, you know, if you need to change anything in terms of like AM, FM, satellite, or scroll through your saved stations or whatever, you have to reach over and do it. And it's just kind of, the buttons aren't that big, and the touch screen, I'm always touching the wrong thing, and then you got to go back and correct it. And I know Dad said something similar on his video with his dislikes, where you have to take your eye off the road to do it, and I don't like doing that.
Yeah.
So if it was a little bit closer to the driver, where you didn't have to lean up and over and kind of take your eyes off, that would be better. A stupid dislike, but it really pisses me off, is it's very common for a truck driver to have to put their side view mirrors in when you're parking in a tight spot or whatever.
Yeah.
And this doesn't have the automatic thing.
So you'd have to manually.
And my wife, I don't know if the Tundra does.
Yeah, this one does.
Yeah, and my wife's Grand Cherokee does.
Tundra has something the F-150 doesn't. Go on.
No, but you have to get out and you have to manually close them, which is not a problem. But remembering to manually open them once you're already on the highway doing 70 miles an hour sucks. So just 3 days ago, I was on 95 coming back from seeing a client, and I go to make a right merge and look in my rearview mirror and see me staring back at me because it's folded in. So I had to get over to the shoulder of the road, stop, get out, flip it back out. So that's a huge pain in the ass. I hate that. And that happens all the time. I always forget. Another dislike, again, it's a little thing, but it's just annoying. And I know it's like this with most cars, but with most trucks. It came with no bed liner. So until you get a bed liner,
it's useless.
You're like, you're throwing towels down to transport something quick.
What do you have? Do you have a bed liner?
No, I never got one. I got the top for it.
Yeah.
And I'm very seldom. I've helped a couple friends move some stuff, and we'll throw some tarps down or whatever. But if you're someone who you're going to use the back a lot, it's an extra expense that you don't necessarily need. And a fifth dislike, I don't know. I think that's probably. Oh, you know what's I got it.
Okay. All right. Tell them, not me.
It is the most ridiculous thing that Ford put in the truck. It makes no sense, and I override it every time.
Oh wait, auto stop start?
Yeah.
Oh, knew that. Everyone does.
I mean, why?
I don't know.
Why? Why did the Ford people, and I don't know if it's in any other trucks or cars, why did they think it was a good idea for the car to constantly be shutting itself off and starting itself back up? I mean, that's just wear and tear written all over it. And then at this point I don't forget anymore, but in the beginning when I first owned the truck, I would forget to override it. And you'd be sitting at a red light, and then it would turn green, and then you'd hit the gas and nothing would happen, then it would kind of jump forward, and it's a mess. That's I don't know why anyone ever designed that. It needs to go.
I mean, it's supposed to be fuel savings, because your car saves more fuel when it's off. But I figured you need a starter way more.
Right,
than
and
a battery
or a tranny or something.
Yeah, because you'll always hear it, like it's always in Jeeps. You don't have it in the Jeep?
No.
Wow, that's crazy. It's always in like Jeep Grand Cherokees and stuff. I'll have one next to me, and we'll go at a light, and I'll hear.
I don't know. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, overall, I think the experience has been good. I think if I wasn't in the type of job I was in, I would be even happier with it, and I would, keep it. I think with the job I'm in, and lately my job's been taking me into, Yonkers and the Bronx, which is very tight spots in terms of, you know, driving lanes and where you can park, and parallel parking or parking in super tiny lots, will prove very difficult with the truck. And I would be much better off with a sedan in that situation. I think if that continues by the time my lease is up, I would see myself going back to a sedan, but not because I'm unhappy with the truck, only because it just makes more practical sense for my work. But the experience with the truck's been good. I like being up high. I like being able to see a lot more of the road than you do when you're lower up to the ground with a car. And I love the room inside. You know, if I do end up getting rid of this car in a couple of years, I will miss how much room there is inside. I love the fact that you don't feel confined. You can stretch out a little bit. The seats are super comfortable, and it's a smooth drive.
How many miles on it, do you know?
I've got now 13 and change.
Okay. No issues, right? No mechanical
Zero
issues?
issues, no. Okay. And it's the oil where you only have to get it changed every 10,000 miles, so that's cool.
All right, cool. So overall, you're happy?
Overall, I'm happy. You know, if I didn't have the type of job I would be even happier. But it's been, overall, it's been a good experience.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what else do you got to say to them? Why don't you tell them, so I don't have to keep struggling, about your book that's coming out? Go. Sell yourself.
All right, people. Get on Amazon.com and buy my book. It's coming out from Thomas and Mercer on August 1st. It's called What Have You Done? It's about two Philadelphia brothers. One is a forensic scientist and one is a homicide detective. They're both investigating the murder of a woman that they know. And as they're doing their individual investigations, they begin to suspect one another is the killer. Coming out on October 1st. It's available for pre-order now. You can get it as an ebook, as a hardcover, or as an audiobook. Go to Amazon.com and order it, and Mark's going to show you a picture of the cover right now.
Okay, now that you're back from seeing the cover, the question they're going to ask me, will you sign it?
I will sign any book that is, I guess, within the vicinity. Happy to do so. I'm trying to set up some signings in strategic places in the tri-state area, so more to come on that. You can actually go to mfarrell.com, which is my author website, or you can follow me on Twitter at mfarrellwriter. Wait, I think
I'll put all of this in the description.
Cool.
So it'll be easier.
So if you're following me on either Facebook, Twitter, or going to my website, you'll see places where I'll be setting up signing events. And, if you know Mark personally and we can get you a signed copy, happy to do so. Supercharger, activate!